Hey knitters, welcome back to Rena Knits. I wanted to stay within the theme of hearts and Valentine's because it's the month of Valentine's Day. It's the month of love. In this week's video, we're working on a pattern called the cable heart pattern. So it's basically a heart based off of cable knitting. So I hope you enjoy working on it. And definitely don't forget to write the comments down on which projects you used this particular pattern.
Here is a cable heart design. Now this is a beautiful design that you could put on a scarf, a cowl, a sweater, even a dress. So in order to do this design, you would need yarn. A thicker yarn would show this design a little more better than a thinner yarn. So I usually use a weight of 4 for the yarn. Needle, and the needle size can be found on the yarn label, and you can follow that through. But usually a US 7 and up is a good needle size to go with a thicker yarn. And then you would also need a cable needle. Now you could either do a cable needle. I usually just use a stitch holder because I just basically need the stitches to be held either in the front or the back while I'm working my pattern. Now to do this design, because we're doing a cable, and when you start off a cable it has a tendency to fold a bit of the rows in, so having a bit of a border helps. So if you're doing a scarf and you're putting this design in, start off with kind of like a little border. And even if a sweater, like on the back side, the back of a sweater, a border and then the design would help maintain the shape of the item itself. I've cast on 24 stitches, and 20 stitches is what I need for my design itself. So 2 and 2 are just the border themselves that you see here, and then 20 stitches are what I'm using to create my heart shape. So if you're working this design in any of your different products that you're planning on making, any of the items that you're planning on making, ensure you have 20 stitches to work this design. Now, in order to start this design, it's 12 rows. You start off with 12 rows, but then 10 rows are repeated in order to continue with this design, and you would continue that design to the length that you need for your pattern itself. The first 2 rows are the only ones that are different to start things off, but then from row 3 to row 12 are repeated. We'll cast on 24 stitches to start showing off this design. Once you've cast on the 20 that you definitely need, and then as many you need on the side for your pattern, and you've knitted enough to start the pattern, the first row, row number 1, you would do is, because I've cast on 24 stitches, with 20 being the number of stitches I need for my pattern, and 2 stitches on either side are my border, my first row, I'm going to knit the first 2 stitches, then I'm going to purl 4, knit 2, I'm going to put 2 on my cable needle or stitch holder behind my work, and I'm going to knit 2. Then I'm going to knit 2 from my cable needle. So I'm going to bring these back onto my needle and knit 2. Then I'm going to put 2 stitches again on my cable needle, put it in front of my work, knit 2, then I'm going to knit 2 from my cable needle, I'm going to knit 2, purl 4, and knit 2. For row number 2, I'm going to knit 2 for my border, knit 4 for that is within my pattern, purl 12, then I'm going to knit 4 that are within my pattern and knit the 2 that is my border, and that is row 2. Now for rows 3 to 12, the ones that are going to be repeated for your pattern. So row 3, again I'm going to knit 2 for my border, I'm going to purl 4, I'm going to put 2 stitches on my cable needle behind my work, I'm going to knit 2, but then I'm going to purl the 2 stitches from my cable needle. I'm going to knit 4, then I'm going to move 2 stitches onto my cable needle in front of my work. I'm going to purl. This time I'm going to first purl 2, and then I'm going to knit the 2 on my cable needle. lastly, I'm going to purl 4 and knit the 2 for my border. Row 4, which is the wrong side or the back side, knit 2 for my border, but then knit 4 for my pattern. I'm going to purl 2, knit 2, purl 4, knit 2, purl 2, and then lastly knit 4, and then knit the 2 for my border. Row 5, I'm going to knit 2 for my border, then I'm going to purl 3, I'm going to put 1 stitch on my cable needle behind my work. I am going to knit 2, and then I'm going to purl the 1 stitch that's on my cable needle. I'm going to then purl 2 and put 2 stitches on the cable needle behind my work. I'm going to knit 2, and then knit 2 for my cable needle. I'm going to purl 2, and put 2 stitches on my cable needle in front of my piece. I'm going to purl 1 and knit the 2 for my cable needle. And then I'm going to purl 3 and then knit the 2 for my border. Row 6, which is the wrong side, I'm going to knit 2 for my border, then I'm going to knit 3, purl 2, knit 3, purl 4, knit 3, purl 2, knit 3, and then knit 2 for my border. For row 7, you would knit the first 2, which are the border, We would then purl 2, we would put 1 stitch on the cable needle and move it to the back. We would then knit 2 and then purl the stitch on the cable needle. We would then purl 3 and knit 4, purl 3 again, put 2 stitches on the cable needle in front of your project, in front of your needles, purl 1 and then knit these 2 stitches back from the cable needle. Then you would purl 2 and knit 2. Purl 2 and then knit 2 that are your border. For row 8, you would knit 2, which are your border, and then knit 2 that are part of your pattern. Purl 2, knit 4, purl 4, knit 4 again, purl 2, and then knit 4 again. So 2 would be part of the pattern, and then 2 for your border. Row 9, you would knit 2, which are part of your border. You would purl 2, which is not part of your pattern. You would knit 2, purl 4, you would put 2 stitches on the cable needle behind your project. You would then knit 2, and then knit 2 from your cable needle. You would then purl 4, knit 2, purl 2, and lastly knit 2 for your border. Row 10, you would knit 2 for your border, then knit 2, purl 2, knit 4, 4, knit 4, purl 2, and then knit 4, 2 that are part of the pattern and 2 for your border. Row 11, you would knit 2, purl 2, put 2 stitches on your cable needle, in front of your piece. You would purl 2, and then you would knit the 2 stitches from your cable needle. You would then take 2 stitches and put them behind your project. You would then again knit 2 and then knit the 2 from your cable needle. You would then put 2 needles again, put 2 stitches on your cable needle in front of your project. You would knit 2 and knit the 2 stitches from the cable needle. And lastly, you would then put 2 stitches on the cable needle behind your project. You would knit 2 and then you would purl the 2 stitches on your cable needle. And the last 4 stitches you would purl 2 and knit the 2 for your border. Row 12, you would knit 2 for your border, then you would knit 4, you would purl 12, and then again you would knit 4 that are part of your pattern, and then knit the 2 that are your border. And so these are the 12 rows that make up your pattern. From here on, you would do is repeat row 3 to row 12 until you get the desired length of your pattern.
I hope you liked working on this pattern. If you like this video, definitely don't forget to click that like button. And if you're new, welcome. Don't forget to hit that subscribe to check out all my other videos on knitting. Until next time, relax, enjoy, and keep knitting.